Hi Virgo, welcome to your May 2025 Astrology Horoscope forecast. Welcome to my channel. I'm Anisha and I talk everything around astrology and tarot. Virgos, this is quite an important month. We have Neptune, which is finished its 14-year cycle in Pisces, and it has now shifted into Aries. So it's a massive and collective personal shift for all of us. Neptune is also being accompanied by Saturn in Aries, which it enters towards the end of the month. So for all of us, we are entering a phase of profound self-discovery and restructuring. It's an ideal time to be realigning ourselves with our higher purpose and establishing new foundations. So for you, Virgo specifically, Neptune is going to be there in your house of joint finances, it's your shared resources and transformation as well. So Neptune, of course, while it heightens your intuition, it'll bring depth to your intimate relationships. You'll feel as if you are like two bodies, one soul. You can telepathically almost understand and read your partner, but there could also be a lot of blurred lines as well. And because this is a long transit, for initially the 2 years, you'll have Saturn supporting you, trying to give some amount of structure into this house of shared resources. But you're being asked also not to put your partner on a pedestal, not to make excuses for your partner's behavior. This is also a time where you're being encouraged to look at things exactly as to how they are and then take action. Neptune at times, and this again is for good or for bad, at times we can exaggerate things. It could be something really small and you could just be making a mountain out of a molehill, or vice versa. You could constantly be making excuses for your partner's really bad behavior, and which is not just a behavior, it could just be a very deep characteristic flaw. Um, Neptune tends to bring about a lot of fog. It brings about a lot of idealism. It brings about disillusionment. It creates illusions in our own mind, so we do not see things very clearly. And we're often looking at them through rose tinted glasses. We are saying, hi, it'll get all right. But because this has to do with money, it has to do with a very Capricornian, Saturnian thing, which has to do with material assets, it has to do with joint finances, it has to do with your joint relationship with money. What is it or how it is that you feel when your partner is either blowing up your money or being in a certain way with money per se? I mean, do you behave like the Scrooge, wherein that you're saying that no, I need to be counting money, but you could be telling people, you know what, I don't care about money at all, but you could be holding the money, like very tightly in your fist. Or it could be vice versa, that you could have a spouse who could be like really being very tight fisted with money, and that again speaks about wanting to have more emotional control. You need to keep in mind, Virgos, that with the Neptune and the Saturnian combination over here, it seldom has to do with a very pure transaction. It has to do more with an emotional, trying to control the person emotionally more. So, good time. The theme, importantly for you, is going to be around intimacy, rebirth, because this is a house of transformation. So, you're going to be having ample of time to be changing your own patterns, Virgo, and also how it is, what is your relationship with money. So, two tips for you: do heal your trauma, deepen your spiritual intimacy, study energy work or psychology together, do go in for therapy. Do not, however, get entangled in secret relationships or in a financial fog. So, this, of course, does not speak about having a physical relationship per se, but it also normally often speaks about having an emotional relationship with someone. You're just seeking respite outside your marriage. It's a powerful metaphysical it is a powerful time for metaphysical study and for karmic cleansing. But boundaries are going to be key for you, Virgos. You need to be ensuring that you really, really have solid boundaries. We have a full moon that is there in Scorpio on the 12th of May, and it's aspecting your house of siblings. This is your next door neighbors, the community where you stay, and it's going to be highlighting a lot of communication, networking, a good time to be resolving misunderstandings, whether they are with siblings or to be engaging in meaningful dialogues as well. We have Sun that is going to be there in your house of a higher mind. This is the house of deepening your spiritual practice. This is the house of long distance travel. So, a lot of you are going to be focusing on your career advancement and on public recognition. And this comes towards in the second half. In the initial half, you are going to be looking at deepening your spiritual practice. You're going to be looking at, what is it, how is it more that you can educate yourself about spirituality. And this does not have to do with religious fanaticism. This speaks about you aligning yourself, your soul to a higher purpose. Um, there is also going to be, I think, a lot of clarity around, or not just clarity, I think a lot of peace that you're going to be finding, a kind of a refuge in spirituality, in sort of finding the answers which you're not able to find otherwise. We have Pluto that is there retrograde in Aquarius, and this is there in your house of day-to-day chores and your health. And I'm going to encourage you, for those of you who have not watched my annual videos, to go and listen to the longer transits, because Pluto, Neptune, they're all slow moving planets. They're going to be there for a long time. So it'll give you not just uh, better clarity, but it'll give you a better context as well as to, how it is that a certain planet is going to be affecting you. So Pluto is going to be asking you to reflect and reassess your health. What is it that you're eating, the discipline that you're following or not. There could be some transformative changes at your work environment, or wellness practices could be necessary. Maybe you're stressing too much about work. Maybe you need to be imbibing, inculcating something in your workplace in itself. Maybe just have a lovely studio, a yoga studio in your workplace, where in between maybe everybody could attend a yoga class. I think that's a fabulous idea. We then have Saturn, which is going to be entering Aries towards end of the month. And Saturn, of course, though it's there for 2.5 years, it will briefly go retrograde between July and November for about approximately 3 months. And for you, again, it's there with Neptune. So it's going to be aspecting your house of shared resources and intimacy. So lessons around how it is that you share your resources, how it is that you are as far as intimacy is concerned. How giving are you? Are you somebody who likes to hoard and yet wants to pretend that I'm this very giving and very loving person? Or are you genuinely this person who's, really free of not just sharing but giving? And especially where close relationships are concerned, because this has to do again with your partner's income as well. This speaks about your power dynamic. And Saturn, or even Shani Maharaj, as we fondly call him in Vedic astrology, is, I think, one of the most beautiful and misunderstood planets. He's like this very strong father with a tough exterior, but a very, very soft and gentle heart. He wants nothing but the best for you and from you. So you need to be willing to roll up your sleeves and get to work when Shani Maharaj comes. And that is, I think there is no other planet that because once a transit is over, Saturn always leaves a gift behind, which is sort of stays with you for life. So, depending as to which chart, which house it is aspecting for us in our own personal chart, and so say for example, if it is there in your house of say self, and so it will actually strip away all the illusions that you have about yourself. So for you, because it is there in your house of joint finances and resources, it's going to be teaching you some lessons. It is going to be creating certain situations. And of course, life can go on even if we do not adhere to certain lessons, and we can keep, running around in the loop. That's also quite all right. But Saturn is going to insist that you establish boundaries and responsibilities and be accountable for your own part in the relationship. You cannot just turn around and keep saying that, whatever um, is coming from your partner's side. So you need to be ensuring that you are doing due diligence on your part, and are being accountable and are being disciplined. So also a good time to be managing joint assets and also deep emotional connections. Have a look at your investments. Maybe some of them are dead investments. Maybe you need to be rotating them. What is it that you need to be doing with them is something that you need to be looking at. The tarot message for you very aptly is the beautiful, very Libran card, is justice. And the tarot is asking you to seek balance and fairness in all dealings. Ensuring integrity guides your decisions. If you want to be treated fairly, Virgos, you need to be treating others fairly as well, and you need to be keeping this in mind. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Virgos. I'll see you again soon. And